Whoa, open and close here. Opendoor technology is sitting at 4.78. Is this thing gonna skyrocket on rate cuts? That's what I'm wondering. I was not expecting this to show the kind of strength that it is showing right now. Open sitting at 4.76. If it can, it has to break and hold above 5 if it wants to go to 10. I think I said this last time I made a video on open. It has to break above 5 to go to 10. And it has to hold above it. It can't just poke out above 5 here like it did here. It poked above 5 and got pushed right back down. Poked above it. Like the day, if this does break 5, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to go. It's going to go. But I wouldn't buy right now in anticipation of the breakout. You want to see the breakout and then the retest and then it goes higher, right? Here we get a high at $4. We get the breakout and then it pulls right back and then we would see a continuation if it's going to go higher at that point. So let me look at the ratings here. We got ratings updates. I wonder what the sentiment is around this. Kind of does look like a bull flag too, maybe. Let's see, analyst ratings. Ha! The analyst ratings have it at $1, $1. What is everyone short on this? These are all from August. August. $1, $1. Everyone downgraded or maintained. How many people are short on this? God damn. There's no way that this isn't shorted with that many. I've never seen that many downgrades on that stock. How short? What's the short interest? I'm going to look that up real quick. Short interest. Open. That is insane. How many people have downgraded it? Whoa, the short interest is 23%. Whoa, guys. Man, if we can get the squeeze here, 23% short. Yeah, I assumed shorts were in this as soon as I saw 4 downgrades. 4 downgrades on one stock. I've never seen that. Somebody really wants to suppress the share price. Yeah, no. This is a big... Let me see. I could see why they would short it here. I could see why, right? Like this whole area. We have a hard time getting above that. If we get above that, man, we get one hell of a squeeze. Yeah, that whole zone, we got horizontal resistance, but we also have that whole zone right there. It's just huge resistance. This is a weekly time frame, just to be clear. Let's look at the monthly. Yeah, so 3 months of green, and then it finally tops out and comes down. 2 months of green, tops out and comes down. 2 months of green, and this is the 3rd month. So are we going to get a big green candle and break out, or are we going to get a red month, like two months of green and then a red month? 2 months of green and then a red month, and we come down? I don't know. I would just be very cautious here, because it's a very, very strong level of resistance. Quarterly time frame, yearly time frame. Let's go back to the daily. I wonder what I am wondering right now. What is the sentiment around this stock on Twitter? See what people are saying. If a lot of people are saying buy, usually means we're gonna come down. Like usually means people are looking to use you as a liquidity to get their position out and go somewhere else with the money, run with the money basically. Okay, let's look at sentiment. If it hits it this week, someone blah blah blah. Can this move to $6? It has to break above 5 to hit 6. Setting up for a move to 6. Let's see. Open. Bullish pennant on what time frame? Well, I don't even care if it holds $4. The name is so strong. Isn't this a big account? Yeah, 260K followers. Let me look. I rarely look at 4 hour, but let's look at the 4 hour. What are people seeing here? Because I don't really look at the smaller time frames. Let's see what's going on. Is this what they're seeing? A wedge? Okay, it's a wedge, and we're trying to break out of it. It does look kind of like a bull flag here, actually. Kind of. Let me see. You can even... What, this? Is that what they're seeing on the 4 hour? Breakout would send it to 5 plus if it's successful, but you would have to have a stop loss at like $4 or something. So either you buy right now and have a stop loss at 4 in case, because if it breaks down below 4, we're coming down to like 3s. And and if it becomes one of those red months, then it's just a red month, right? Like let's not pretend otherwise. I just showed you the pattern. What happens, right? Let's look at the past. Even here, 3 months of green, and immediately, that just reverses. Here, green, red, green, red, green. Slowly climbed higher to 39, but it took half a year to get to 39. 3 green months and then 3 red months. So if you bought here and then you would just be holding a bag all the way down month after month for 3 months in a row. And then it came back up for you. Lucky for you, at least back then. So again, the question is this going to be a third green month and we're going to break out, or is it going to be a red month and you're just going to buy here and you hold the bag all the way down for all of September, October, November? You kind of just have to ask yourself that question. You do not want to be the sucker that buys here and it's a red month. What does that mean? What does a red month mean? It means there's more red days than green days. It also means you bought the top, and it also means you're holding red for the entire month if you don't take the loss. And not only that, this one's also capable of, just coming down for months in a row. Let me look at the pattern here for the monthly time frame. I'm just curious. What is this? September. Wow, that's very interesting. September here, red month. October, red month. And then end of year, we get November, December pump. And then we just tank for the rest of the year. September and October, red months here. Okay, I'm just showing you the data. Don't shoot me, right? Don't shoot the messenger. But I'm telling you right now, look at the September and look at October. Looks pretty weak, right? And then in November we get a pump. So let me change that to green, just for emphasis. And then here we pumped in November again, and actually in December, but September, August, and October were pretty weak. So I don't know if that's a pattern we can exploit on the longer time frames, on the monthly. Let's see, June, July, August. Yeah, so we already showed this. So September tends to be just absolutely horrendous. Here we pumped in January, but did not pump in towards the end of the year of 20. Oh, that was the bear market of 2022. We had a big bear market of 20. Yeah. Okay, so this is the bear market of 2022. So everything dropped. This wasn't specific to Open, but funny enough, surprise, surprise, right? September, October, August, kind of just red months. So if you take that kind of data, and here we have an exception. September and October we pumped here, and then we ended weak, end of year. God damn, this kind of screws up my data, because now it's like a 50-50 shot. We have some data here on the monthly that shows that September tends to be a red month, and then towards the end of the year, November and December, we pump. So if you believe that's going to happen again, you would want to buy on the monthly candle close of November. Because at that point, no, not November, what am I saying? October. So instead of buying here and then holding all the way down, you buy at the end of the month of October. So you would be buying at 174 here, and then you ride it up in November when we know it's going to be a green month, because that happened last time as well. November here in 2023. Because for the past 2 years, we've had this pattern of, red September and October, then we pump end of year, or at least in November. So you would want to buy the close of the red month of October based on the previous 2 years pattern. And we know patterns like to repeat. So that's just my thought process. This is just how I see things. Obviously, you could see things differently. I know some people do not look at the monthly time frame at all. But I mean, just based on patterns here, the most recent ones, because we want to use the most recent data, right? We would assume if we don't get the breakout, then it's better to wait till the end of September and October to accumulate positions. If you don't want to try and time it, which I know sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy to say, like, hey, guys, if you look at the monthly patterns, buy the month of red, buy at the end of the month, buy on October 30 or whatever, 29, September 30, 29, 31, whatever. Because you want to buy the bottom of the monthly candle, right? You want to buy it as cheap as possible, if that makes sense. Again, we're looking at historical patterns. So here you see September, big red month after a big pump. And right here, October, another red month. I'm going to change that to blue for the sake of clarity. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, you guys let me know. I know some of you are like, bro, you're looking at the monthly? What are you, crazy? I know someone's thinking that, but this is the most recent data, right? We're excluding 2022 because that was a bear market. And maybe we should exclude 2020 because of the COVID, right? Because if you guys remember the COVID times and how every stock, every single stock and their mother was absolutely skyrocketing. So that was an exceptional year. And then a big bear market followed, so that was also exceptional. So if we exclude this data here, these were exceptional times, the COVID. I know some people don't like to think about COVID because those were bad times, but if we exclude this data here and we just focus on the most recent years, 2023 and 2024, after the recovery of the bear market, I mean, we go up and then we dump for the month of September and August and October. Then we rally again towards the end of the year in November and December, or in this case here, November only, and then December it sold off. So I think the smart play here, based on historical patterns for the monthly, which I know who the hell trades off monthly. I trade off the monthly, okay? I love seeing these patterns. I love patterns. I'm all about the patterns. I would buy end of month of October if it does not break out this month above 5, because that would just mean we went nowhere but down at that point. So buy at the end of the month of October and then sell at the end of the month of November, and you'll make your money, right? Because you'd be buying the bottom here of this candle, this red month of October, and selling in November. So you would have bought here at 1.9 and sold at 3, so a nice 50%er. I know you're thinking, well, it went to 4 shades. You would have sold early. Well, I'm not gonna time the top perfectly, nor am I gonna time the bottom perfectly. But what I can do is buy at the end of the month and sell at the end of the month. Use that as my buy and sell entries. Buy entry and sell entry, or sell exit. Same here. You could have bought end of October at 1.70 and then sold at 2.37 at the end of the month of November. Because you don't want to get caught here when it's just tanks for like 6 months or 3 months. You don't want to get caught in that. Because when this thing goes down, it comes down for a few months. You just don't want, that's the whole goal, is not to get caught in that. And people who don't look at the monthly time frames, they get caught holding a big bag for 3 to 6 months because they don't look at the monthly time frame and realize, like, man, I'm buying the top and I'm buying where the risk is highest because, hey, what if this is where it reverses and now I have to hold through 3 months of red. And you know how some people are. They add 30K, 50K into a stock hoping to turn that into, millions, right? So, and there's a lot of people in my Discord who are like that. They have like 30 to 50K or 100K plus. And they, when I mention a stock, boy oh boy, do they go in. It scares me sometimes. I'm like, man, the time I'm wrong, you're gonna get hurt. So I try not to trade anything too garbage, like Mullen or Color. Color was my worst call this year. That was my only, I think, really bad call. We'll see if maybe I'll get another bad call. 2 bad calls this year would be not bad actually for all the good calls that have come. But monthly time frame says buy end of October candle, sell end of November green month. Don't be greedy. Don't try to time the exact bottom. Don't try to time the exact top. We're just trading off the monthly at this point. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this for at the end of the month of November. And not of November. I'm going to keep an eye on this I'm going to look at this at the end of the month for September and October. And if it plays out like I think it is, which is 2 red months, followed by a huge pump end of year, there's the money. The money is there. Again, we're about abusing those patterns long term. So those are my thoughts here based on all these patterns. Again, like you don't want. People always ask me who buys the top. I don't know. I don't know who buys the top. I have no idea why. I just know that a lot of people don't look at the higher time frames, and if they did, they would save themselves so much bag holding, because they'd recognize these monthly patterns and go, well, man, it looks like every year for the past couple of years it's just a red September and October, and then in November and December we pump. So why would you buy the red months? At least buy at the end of the red month, right? When it's finished selling off for that month. That's where it would make sense. Or you can just buy in November at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the month, and write it up for the next 30 days and make your money that way too. You can also do that. Again, maybe I sound crazy because I'm talking about trading the monthly candles and writing up the monthly candle, but that's how I'm seeing things. We gotta look for opportunities here, and sometimes part of that is looking at the higher time frames and seeing what's going on there. Anyways, that is it for this video. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next one.